A lot of parity in the league, but let's face facts. This is a 9-0-1 team against an 0-7-2 team. All things statistically speaking, the Western Mustangs should walk away with the W. But we still got 40 minutes of hockey left. Jessica Fickle has been on fire the last couple games for the Badgers, and Emily Kelly seems to be really keeping them in it as we quickly look to the OUA standings in women's hockey. Gilmore into the zone, drops it, a nice chance for her, and she scores! Kaylee Pearson, her first goal of the regular season, and it's 1-1 between the Badgers and the Mustangs on your Friday evening live from Thompson Arena.
Yeah, Kaylee Pearson had so much time. She just got the puck and then just worked her way in, got a nice and square, just took a shot and went top shelf onto Katie Jacobs to tie this one. Look at her, no one in sight, and she just takes a shot and boom, right over the left glove of Katie Jacobs, and we got a tie game here.
And you know what? Behind the play, Mike, the coaching staff said, hey, get that puck. Congratulations, Kaylee Pearson, on getting your first ever OUA goal here at Thompson Arena to tie it up 1-1. But the Mustangs looking to get some revenge. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thompson Arena. OUA women's hockey action on your Friday evening between the Western Mustangs and the Brock Badgers. The score is 1-1 after 40 minutes of play. Michael DiStefano joined by yours truly, Johnny Urban, and it's actually Kaylee Pearson who has made it a 1-1 game, her first ever OUA goal, and you know what? What an accomplishment. We got to recognize that when it's done. The first ever on the OUA, that's the monkey off the back, so to speak, Mike.
Yeah, for sure, and being a Canucks fan, Bo Horvath got his first goal last night for the Canucks.
Former London Knight.
Former London Knight, exactly, and could potentially come back to London in a couple of games. But just saying, you know, it's always nice to get that monkey off the back and get your first goal. It's always one of your most memorable goals. And for women's hockey, a CIS goal is really one to put up on the mantle.
Now, but let's get a reality stat check, though, Mike. The Mustangs entered this game 9-0-1, an 8-game winning streak coming into this contest. The Brock Badgers, technically a 9-game losing streak to start the regular season with an 0-7-2 record coming into this game. The score tied up at 1-1 after 40 minutes of play. Are you surprised? Did you see this coming? Or what do you expect from the third period of play from Chris Higgins and the girls? It goes all the way down the ice, no icing on the play, and you know what? 60 minutes of hockey has settled nothing on your Friday evening. 1-1 is the score between the Brock Badgers and the Western Mustangs. And no, the Western Mustangs will not lose in regulation tonight, Michael DiStefano, but the Brock Badgers are awfully close to getting their first win of the regular season as we're head into overtime. An 0-7-2 Brock Badgers against your 9-0-1 Western Mustangs. One thing is for certain, that O in the middle of 9-0-1 will stay there after tonight. But will the goose egg be broken for the record of the Brock Badgers?
Well, the Brock Badgers certainly hope so. They're winless in 9 so far, 0-7-2, as you mentioned. And the Brock Badgers, they played a great game, honestly. They had a 60-minute game, and that's what they wanted. And they came out here, and they were able to at least steal at least 1 point of these Western Mustangs. Can they make it 2?
52 seconds of 3-on-3 hockey. Plenty of open ice here at Thompson Arena for both these teams to utilize. We've seen the captain of the Brock Badgers, Jessica Fickle, have a couple opportunities to try and reach that milestone that is on everybody's mind, but at the end of the day, she's been stymied despite the fact she's drawn a couple penalties out of the Western Mustangs. To the far side to Pearson. Pearson couldn't handle the Lace's pass. Kidd trying to get it back to Pearson. Back to Kidd on a cycle. Kidd behind the Brock net, over near face-off circle. Lasses to Kidd. She's gonna take a shot, saved by Emily Kelly once again. 25 seconds remains. Lasses, another shot, rebounds there, they score! Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. A 2-1 game for the Western Mustangs, courtesy of Sydney Kidd with her 3rd goal of the season and her 6th point of the season. The Mustangs celebrate at center ice. They skate off to the 2-1 win.
A power play marker for the Mustangs. Sydney Kidd gets her 3rd of the year.
Look at the play of the game, and why not? We'll give it to Sydney Kidd as well. She's hot on the rebound, out-muscling a Brock Badger in Samantha Green, the senior defenseman, to get to that loose puck. And hey, Kidd's a former defenseman turned forward, so she knows what it's like to win or lose those battles.
Yeah, and I spoke to Chris Higgins before, and he said, you know, it took me a couple of seasons to realize that I should have put Kidd up at forward, and it took me a little bit, but definitely after a power play, game-winning goal like that one, he's got to be pretty happy with himself for making that decision.
Stacy Scott made it 1-0 on the power play after 20 minutes of play. Kaylee Pearson got her first ever OUA goal of her career in the second period to make it 1-1. It stood that way all the way into overtime when Sid the Kid would play the hero. Sydney Kidd with her third goal of the season, and it's a 2-1 win on your Friday evening from Thompson Arena for your Western Mustangs, who improved to 10-0-1 in the regular season, a 9-game winning streak. But it will be truly tested tomorrow evening against the Guelph Griffins, a game that will be broadcasted live right here on Mustangs TV. So, for Michael DeStefano, yours truly, Johnny Urban, our camera crew, and all of our buddies in the studio, we want to thank you for tuning in to another excellent broadcast here on Mustangs TV, streamed on OUA TV all around the world. It took overtime to do it, people, but the Mustangs skate off to a 2-1 win. We'll see you tomorrow night as they take on the Griffins.